Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast, the dark side of the live stream edition. Thank you. Podcast, your home for rational crypto news and objectivity, leaving emotion at the door, talking about what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not offering financial advice. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I'm your host, Scott, pragmatic investor, who has won. I did well today, so I didn't lose fortunes today. I killed it today. Who has won and lost fortunes, and joining me as always is the greatest producer of all time, the one, the only, the original, the Mighty Bell. How are you doing tonight?
You know what? I'm doing better than I was last night. How are you tonight, Scott?
Oh, I'm great, man. I had a good day. I was leveraging and it was very, very cooperative. I love the T-shirt, by the way. I'm a sucker for the classics. I just, it's very nostalgic for me, and I mean it's so nostalgic that I'm wearing a very nostalgic T-shirt tonight, sporting the mighty Juno. Man, I'm never giving up on these guys, dude. Everybody needs that cross to bear. That's my cross. I'm gonna get them over the finish line. Probably not, but you never know, man. It's at least fun to have them in the conversation. Here at the podcast, we have a tendency to talk about what others are not talking about and bringing the focus onto use case cryptos because, as we know, these are what drive the market and bring innovation to a world that desperately needs it. The status quo, it's no longer acceptable. Time for technological revolution. Welcome to crypto. Welcome to the podcast. And tonight, as a special treat, we didn't plan it. He wasn't doing anything tonight. I said, "Hey Joe, you want to come on?" He said, "Sure, man." I was going to shave, and instead I'll come on the show. So I was like, "There, Cosmos, the artist formerly known as Cosmos DeFi, Joe 2.0. How you doing tonight, sir?"
I'm doing very well. It's almost the end of the week. Got football on tonight. Prices are up. We're all going to make it.
Yeah, we are. Well, I thought you were going to shave. What should I ask? What'd you shave, dude? Because I'm looking
got
at
sidetracked. No, I forgot that you go on like before the time. Like if I'm going to stream, I sit down to the computer like 2 minutes before. I'm like, oh, I got to like do the Zoom thing and get ready. So I'll shave later. Whenever I shave, the prices go down. I let the beard grow for like, I don't know, like maybe a week. Prices are up, so I need another. I need one more dip. Give me one more dip, and I'm gonna buy. You know,
so is that what we're saying, man? Your beard length is the catalyst. Because what would that say about mine? Because mine is a little bit long, getting longer and puffy, and it's gonna get to. I'm gonna braid it. It'll piss Bell off. Oh my gosh! You don't do that. You some biker trash. Braid that thing all the way down, man. So maybe that's it, dude. Maybe that's a secret. You and I don't shave, prices go up. I will take it for the team here. I'm more than happy to do it, even though my dogs love my beard because I'm a messy eater and I eat soup a lot, and beard, you know. And yeah, man, Harvey gets right up in there. He's having a ball. He seems to enjoy it, man. I'm not going to take anything away from him. I'm a big dog. I'm a big animal lover. I love animals. So yeah, there we go. All right, I actually kind of got a list of things I wanted to ping tonight, and you know what? I'm going to start with poor Kajira, not because they need any more real whipping, but just because it's kind of funny how timing can affect so much of everything that's out here in the crypto land that we revolve around. Now there's the current market cap of Kajira. Now, the funny part for me is that they still have a market cap. I mean, this is literally it's public record. All right, the token itself is going to be more or less going away. But apparently, there has to be validators that are still up. So if there's validators that are still up, they're at L1. They're going to keep chomping on. But it's one of the unfortunate things. The unfortunate drop of blood in a sea of green, and it happened to be Kajira. But it's funny how the timing works, because everything that Kajira was doing, all the machinations, the manipulations, all the other stuff that they were doing, if they would have caught the Bitcoin pump that really realistically just occurred over the last few weeks, they wouldn't be in this position. They would have actually gotten enough value back of that token that they could have started paying down some of their debt that nobody really knew about, and they could have still continued on just being an L1. They crashed because the market crashed because of all the different things that they were doing. They were clandestine, but it was keeping their investors happy enough that they could keep pumping out these big APRs, and everybody was just kind of cool looking the other way. But they would have survived it if they would have caught this pump the way that it's been going. Again, just before they fell off a cliff, they would have survived this, and nobody would have been any wiser. They would have still been pushing on. Levana would have still been their own thing. All of these independent projects would have remained independent projects if that didn't happen, but it did. So for the people that are still sitting here holding Kajira, I just feel bad for them at this point. You know what? I get it, man. The token, Joe, you don't even smile, man. You know I'm digging myself in here. But it would have been avoided if they would have got just a little bit of help from, the mighty Bitcoin from the top two, but they didn't. So where are you at with this whole thing, Joe? Where are you at with this? Because we know it's going away. We know the documents were signed. We know that this is happening. So where are you at with this, dude?
I do have some staked Kuji tokens. I got a couple of their alt tokens. Someone DM'd me like their official update of where they're at with the merge, and I haven't read it yet. I'm just assuming that they're going to miss this cycle. Even if Rune, I'm a big Rune holder, so I'm hoping that does well. I'm not expecting much from Kuji and a lot of other tokens because they launched with such high inflation, low float. I think they're going to miss this cycle. I mean, should I name the tokens? But it's
go ahead, dude. This is the podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I think
we name names out here, man.
Celestia, Neutron, Nolus. I think that a few of those I'll be looking to accumulate at some point, but it's not going to be like when Bitcoin's at 70K. Like I think that some of the tokens that just launched like in the last 12 months, they're early. They should have launched. They should have waited, I guess, is what I'm saying.
I mean,
accumulate.
I don't know about that, dude. I think you're trying to predict a market that is just 100% irrational right now, and I think it's a little bit tough.
You think it's irrational? You think it's irrational?
Duh. Yes, I think it's irrational. I think the fact that we just cut 50, or I'm not even going to say basis points, man, because if you say basis points, you have to do it with your little pinky in the air because it makes you sound somewhat more economically literate. All right, but cutting a 0.5% from cutting a half percent interest rate cut, dude, 2 months before an election, where with revised job numbers and all of this just maniac shit that's happening out here.
The job numbers are fake by double digits, right?
And that's what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
But with all of this, and then they say, we're just going to slash. We're going to go ahead and slash rates because inflation. We licked it. I mean, it's obviously handled now, right? Because I listened to Powell. All right, he said we got it.
Oh, okay,
we're on a good course, man. Yeah, we're ready, and he's like really smart. So cutting rates like this close to an election, dude. This is a crisis level cut to cut heavy at this point right now. So, but it did have do what it's supposed to do. I did not see the latest Dow Jones. I didn't see where it closed. When I was looking towards the end of the day, it was up almost like 500 points. So when your stock market is up, sitting at almost an all-time high, or it is at an all-time high, and the economy is just going gangbusters, and everybody's happy, and jobs are plentiful even though they're not, and inflation is licked even though it isn't, and to cut rates, what do you think is going to happen here, man? So
can I say something that's controversial?
No, not on this show, Bell. I have to let Bell make the call on that. Bell, can Joe be controversial?
I'm going to be controversial.
We've got to let him give it a shot.
Okay, let's see your level of controversy, dude, because I'm about to talk kudos.
I'm going to say that the stock market is not the economy.
No, the stock market's never been the economy, dude. It has no...
But when Trump was president, all the Republican voters thought the stock market was the economy, and now all the non-Trump voters think that the president's doing a good job because the stock market has 5 companies in profit carrying the whole stock market. The stock market's not the economy. The stock market is the fact that the housing market seized up, commercial real estate bubble. It's a disaster. But I don't think it's irrational. I think that we're getting, in crypto anyway, there's not a lot of disposable income. Very few, if any, tokens can decouple from the overall trend. And then you have Bitcoin kind of by itself. So, and I think we get this. We get what we get, and we can't complain.
The economy is a loaf of bread, dude. That's the economy. The economy is a loaf
Yeah.
of bread.
It's
Now,
the daily
Bell,
transactions. It's the savings. It's the your taxes versus your whatever you're able to save at the end of the week and all that.
yes, that's the economy. Now, I have managed to get myself out of the pricing scheme. I could not tell you what a loaf of bread costs, dude. I barely know what a gallon of gas costs. All right, it's not a driving factor in my life. It's not a brag. It's just the way it is. So from that, I don't get it. But I'd have to say that I'm a little bit out of touch with all of that. But I recognize that I'm not the norm in this case. That everybody, that there's a lot of other people that are well aware of what a loaf of bread costs. So, and that they really don't give a shit what the stock market is right now. They don't know. They don't care. They're not heavy in it because they don't have that kind of income that they can put into it because they need it all right now to buy bread. So that is, and obviously bread is a metaphor, dude. I'm sure you know where I'm going with this. So yeah, it's troubling. It's very, very troubling to say the least. I don't want to have this diverge into a political discussion. I don't know where you stand. I don't care. I'm not asking. I know where I stand, and I don't really want to out myself that publicly, even on my own program. Bella and I do a different show on a different channel you've never heard of, so we're outed there very, very well. But what I'm getting at with that is it will shock the markets, including the Bitcoin market. Now, Bitcoin is a purely speculative investment. That's the hill I'm going to die on, dude, and I'll do it because I'm right. Bitcoin is a purely speculative investment. When there's a lot of very, very loose income, when there's people are flush, then sure, why not dabble in Bitcoin? Why not have a go at it? And unfortunately, Bitcoin, what's dominance right now, dude? I know you track that pretty close. What's Bitcoin
it's definitely
dominance?
I think it's about 55%. It's I thought 60% was reasonable like a year ago. I said this is going to trickle up to 60%. It's getting there, and I don't see a reason for it not to. It's Mike.
Yeah.
I saw someone on Twitter say you might see 70%. I said nothing should surprise anyone because all the other networks are so cheap to spin up and they're diluting each other. Bitcoin, when you don't know what to do, but you want to put money in crypto, you buy Bitcoin, and that's just how it is. And people are going to do it as ETFs or the traditional way on a Coinbase Binance kind of platform.
Yeah, and I completely agree. But the unfortunate, result of that is that everything is pegged to Bitcoin in one way or another. Virtually everything out here, virtually everything. The only thing that is more or less separated from that would be a token called PAXG. Do you know that one?
No.
You haven't heard of that one? It's pegged to gold. It's
Okay.
it's crypto silliness, man. I don't know if they're holding gold in reserves to back the token. I doubt it. I'm pretty sure it's just whatever the price of gold is, that's where it is. I'll pull it up here. I'll show everybody. But aside from that particular token, which is sitting right here right now, and if you look at it over 3 months, you're going to see a nice, beautiful, steady trend. One of the best investments you could have made over the last 90 days is Pax Gold right there. I mean, look at that beautiful chart, dude. You'll see it in a minute. But yeah, it's over a 1 year chart. All right, a year ago it was 1920, and today it's 2590. So it directly relates to inflation. As the dollar goes down in value, gold goes up in value. Not real value, just versus, because gold is measured effectively versus the dollar. The purchasing power of gold hasn't changed. It hasn't changed in the lifetime of mankind. It's always been the same kind of understandable value. I could buy a very nice horse saddle with an ounce of gold here in the U.S. I could buy a nice horse saddle in Germany with an ounce of gold. I could buy a nice horse saddle in Russia with an ounce of gold. It's a universally understood means of trade. That's why we've been using it for 6,000 years. That's why what we understand. So yeah, this chart over here actually scares the shit out of me more than anything else, more than any other chart out here in crypto.
Gold doesn't really change. Gold doesn't change its value; it changes its price, right? So, I remember hearing a great little anecdote. It was I think Ron Paul said it. Ron Paul said something like, in 1925, an ounce of gold would get you a nice custom suit and a pair of custom shoes. And now fast forward 2010, that's about what it gets you. A nice custom suit with a nice pair of shoes, right? It's pretty much the same value for 100 years.
Yeah. And that's why I use that metaphor. I went with the horse saddle because I like to ride horses. I used to joust. But no, I mean, it's the same. I read Ron Paul. I think he is right on about 90%.
Yeah.
But 10%, he and I are, no, you're never going to be completely,
Well, he's a
the only,
doctor. He's an economist, a hobbyist on the economy.
God, no,
He
the
does
only
better than
person,
most of the pros.
the only person I walk in lockstep with is Milton Friedman. I'm sorry, man. The guy ain't wrong on anything. He is just absolutely spot on. So, dude, we completely diverged over here. We were talking about Coogee.
All right.
I'm willing.
Let's
I'm
fudge
willing.
some tokens.
No. I'm willing to let that one go, dude. Look, they're gonna miss it. Now, their whole migration. You pay more attention to this than I do. How long is it going to take them to get Ruji or whatever the hell it is actually out of the gate? How long is it going to take, dude? Come on. This is what you do.
I mean, I would guess like this time next year. I don't really know. Because here's the thing, you're going to tone over a lot of your community, right? Some people are going to get either impatient or they're going to get worried and they're going to paper hand their position. And you're going to need people to buy in to cover that. They're going to mint more tokens. They got to pay themselves, right? So I would imagine it's going to be like 6 months to a year before any kind of movement happens. If it's sooner than that, bonus for everyone who stuck it out. I don't know. I'm not that.
So these poor Coogee people, dude, they're gonna be stuck holding this, watching things sail away, and they're gonna be sitting there holding their Coogee and still just wishing. Is that what you're saying? Is that you're gonna go on record with that? Because we don't.
That's what I'm
doing.
I mean, I might just, if I'm gonna get this Ruji token, I'll just hold it because I like Rune. I just like the idea of it. It's a legit competitor to centralized exchanges, but I don't have so much Coogee that I have to check the price every day. I haven't checked the price since the news originally dropped when it was like 40 cents, 50 cents. So I don't have anything in my portfolio that I'm worried about the price, I guess is what I'm trying to say, except maybe Bitcoin. And that is what it is. So,
well, Bitcoin doesn't move 18% in a day either, dude. I mean, at least it has it for a lot. No, it's not going to, dude. There's too much ETF money in this shit now. But I'll check it for you. Kajira is 35 cents. It's 35.7 cents. Remember? I'm sorry, man, but do you remember that $5 Kajira? Because
like
I could not sell it quick enough, man. I mean, I was not being gentle about it either, dude. I mean, I was banging it. I was just bam, slippage, don't care, slippage, don't care. I mean, I was just banging it, and I scalped the shit of that all the way up and down, man. Both ways, I was hammering that thing the entire way because it could be done. I didn't mean any malice by it. I just understand what I had a kind of an idea what was about to happen here, so I stayed out of it publicly. I didn't talk about it. I didn't do any of that. So I don't talk about the things that I don't talk about chains that I'm extracting value from. I just don't. It's it's mean. I'm bored with that, by the way. I don't do that shit anymore. Now I build stuff. Anyway, look, we got off. I still got to talk about Kudos, but before we do, I saw some chat going on. Belle, do we have any questions, comments, or concerns before we push on?
We do have a few, yes. So
okay.
Charles Wayne beats with first one. Good evening. Do you think the 4-year cycle is still in play? I feel like we will top at the very end of this year or by Q2 next year.
I think that one's more Joe's wheelhouse than mine, Joe. Why don't you go ahead and take that one, dude?
I did plan like my overall strategy around the 4-year cycle. I think that the fact that the interest rates are much higher than last time and the fact that Bitcoin has way other developments going on, I think it's totally different. I am not expecting an alt cycle at all. If one or two of my alts do well, I'll be really happy with that. I was arguing with somebody today, and he thinks that every single alt is going to pump just because Bitcoin's going to pump. I don't think that's going to happen. If it does happen, I'm wrong. I think there are way too many chains, and there's less reason for liquidity to leave Bitcoin to go into these unproven, unknown dime a dozen DeFi chains. I do not think we're going to see a massive alt. I think there will be a few chains that do really well. Maybe Solana goes to 600. I have no idea. So meme tokens did well, but those are short-lived. No, I don't think we're going to see the typical Bitcoin pumps, then ETH pumps, then all the ERC20s pump, and then other DeFi, and then I don't think we're going to see that at all. I don't think it's going to even come close to that.
No, I'll weigh in on that one too a little bit. We've kind of been ringing this bell for a while now. With when you're talking about DeFi, when you're talking about what's going on out here, and with the amount of scams and the amount of Ponzi's and the amount of just absolute horseshit that's going on out here, what happened back in 2020, 2022, 23, it already occurred, guys. It was a bubble. All right, I've been through several bubbles in my investment life, and I know it when I see it. It was a bubble, all right? And bubbles don't repeat, no matter how badly you want them to. Bubbles don't happen again. They'll wait for the next thing. There'll be another bubble in another industry, or just a complete rebrand of the way crypto is presented. That'll be the next bubble. But what happened before is not going to happen again. You're not going to see Ren at $1. You're not going to see Scale at 85 cents. All right. It already happened, and the value was extracted, and we moved on. So the idea that everything is going to pump, man, is just ludicrous, because if it was going to, Bitcoin is sitting right now approximately where it was back on its high. Remember that 66, Joe? Remember that 66? Everybody partied, man. Champagne everywhere. It hit it again, and all of effectively everything below the top 100 tokens are still sitting there in a shitter, just absolutely doing nothing. So what happened already occurred, and it's really not going to happen again. And I think you're doing yourself a disservice if you're banking on doing what occurred during a bubble, because it's not going to happen again. I mean, there's not a lot of people that are out there scrambling for pets.com, which was $1 billion+ valuation, and it was just a website.
Well, think about this. DeFi did it to itself, right? Between the bridge
hacks.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
Between the bridge hacks and the low float, high FDV tokens, these conferences where people are going to just party, there's no conference. They're going to clubs, right? So you have that. You had FTX Celsius nightmare. You had UST go to zero. So you have well over $100 billion in value that just disappeared. And then on top of that, when you get the slightest hint of a bull market returning, what do? You chop people's heads off with the meme coin casino. And for every one person that does a 10x, 10 people get their heads chopped off, and probably
absolutely
never. And in the end, now there's an alternative. You could say, look, I like crypto, but every time I play on Solana or Base or whatever, I get my head chopped off. But I could just put some of my retirement into a Bitcoin ETF, and then I don't have to do anything. I don't need seed words. I don't need to read white papers, and I sure as hell don't need to go in any Discords. That's a viable alternative for people. Like the Thanksgiving dinner conversation is not going to be, "Hey, Grandma, did you see the APRs on Aave and Aerodrome?" It's going to be like, "Are you buying Bitcoin ETFs? Have you allocated 1% of your net worth into Bitcoin?" That's going to be the conversation. I would be absolutely shocked if we saw 50 out of the top 100 tokens even sniff their all-time highs. I would be amazed. And if that happened, I would be okay with being wrong, because I would be rich, and so would everybody else, and no one would be mad.
That's why, dude. But you just answered the question, dude. That's why it's not going to happen, man. Any pump that's going to happen out here in the DeFi, we're going to chop our own heads off, because people are going to get anywhere close to recovery. They're selling. They're saying, you know what? I went on this roller coaster. I didn't like it.
That's exactly right.
I'm taking my money and I'm leaving. So we are our absolute own worst enemies out here, and there's nothing that is going to change that.
What you said is exactly what I envisioned, but I envision a second part to this. I envision people like, let's say Bitcoin goes to a new all-time high, 85,000, let's call it. And then you get some semblance of an altcoin pump. People are going to unload their underwater bags at a 2x, and then they're going to buy the Bitcoin top.
Yeah, they are.
It's going to be
get savaged again, dude.
It's
a repeating cycle. Belle, do you want to weigh in on this? I mean, do you have any opinion here, or are you just reading comments?
I'm reading comments.
Okay, well, as long as you're reading comments, why don't you ask the next question that may be out there?
All right, so Monos did Diamante off of Twitter. Is the bet with Sumo still on? Because I think most of his tokens will be merged into Ruji.
Oh,
Yeah, that's going to be a tough one, man. He and we haven't talked in a bit.
settle it.
I know he had a lot of Kajira, dude. And yeah, I don't think he sold an awful lot of it. So that's going to be a little unfortunate. Yeah, most of his are going to be rolled in there. Now, one of mine is going to end up getting rolled into another one of mine, which was Kudos is going to end up disappearing and getting rolled into FET. So I want to say that. The terms of our bet have changed wildly. Now, I'm still willing to honor it, but I just don't know how we're going to settle it. That's kind of the issue, because several of his are going to disappear and one of mine is going to disappear. So, I mean, I'm not really sure what we're going to do on this stuff, but I'm happy to honor the bet. And the funny part is that neither of us picked Kajira. Neither us touched it, man. We were like, he's a huge holder of this, and neither of us picked Kajira. So I'd be happy to honor the bet. I'm just not sure how we're going to settle it. So I don't think he watches this show. If he does, dude, you work it out. I trust you. Just tell me, did I win or lose? And I'll pay you, or you come into Des Moines and buy me a real nice dinner. So we can go either way. I'm kind of cool with it. Carry on, Belle.
All right. So Nuclear Chicken actually asking if Scott hasn't already answered it yet, and if he is willing to, does Scott still hold any kudos?
Yes, Scott still holds some kudos because I don't know how this is all going to flesh out. That's really where it comes down to. Now, this seems like a perfect segue to get into this, Bell. So I'm going to go ahead and go ahead and hammer him. Everything I say is my own personal opinion. It has nothing to do with Joe 2.0. I have no idea what his opinion is on this, and I don't. He's his own guy. We interviewed Pete. Pete Bell, was that his guy's name?
Yes.
Yeah. Absolute lying sack of shit who sit here on my show and presented all of this evidence of all these good things that they're going to be doing, and you can't wait, and the big announcement and all this stuff. And apparently the announcement is we are about to fuck retail right into the ground. That was it. I would have loved it if he would have just been that honest. I'm like, Pete, thank you. Thank you for having some integrity, and let's go ahead and carry on. So this is going to pass, all right? It really doesn't matter how much you hold or if you vote. It's really irrelevant. This was a done deal as soon as it was penned and before the proposal was even written. So kudos as a token is going to 100% go away. It's just gone. It's going to be merged with FET. So you do have a fixed buyout tokens. So it's like 126 I think kudos will get you like one FET or something like that. So that's already a done deal. And the price of it right now is really irrelevant. So the reason I'm not selling is because I'd rather have something than to sell at that kind of a loss. And I also don't have a crystal ball. I can't predict that kind of future. But for anybody else, that would sound like kind of a good deal, but you're also going to have a vesting period on these. So the FET that you're paid for your kudos that will be completely going away is going to be vested for like 10 months. It's going to be locked up for 10 months. You can't even touch it for 10 months. So I'm not sure who is getting the sweetheart deal here. I got a hunch it's the kudos founders and the people up there who are clearly done with crypto. Because, I'm not going to lie, man. I should have caught a couple of those warning flags, but Pete is such a charming guy that I bought off on his bullshit. But when he was continuing to talk about their enterprise business and how enterprise is doing so well, and when I kept asking, is any of that driving value to the kudos token? And he pivoted. He's very expert, man. He just pivoted right around that because the answer clearly came down to no. They are pushing dick over there to the kudos token. If I was to, put on my hindsight glasses, those are always 20/20. I would have seen, I should have seen this, but I missed it. I'm not so heavy in it that it's going to bother me. It's always been kind of more or less a hobby one for me because I like the idea of what they were doing, but they are not a crypto-focused company. They got what they could out of crypto. They got a whole bunch of money out of this stuff. They bled that token absolutely flat. They were paying their developers and their employees on that token. So they were basically just beating the ever-loving shit out of retail to pay their bills until they got their enterprise business going, and now they're done with it. All right, now they're done with it. And I just don't see how you could see this any other way. That's the way I see it. So I am stuck with this shit. I have no idea how it's going to work on the central exchanges. I have no idea how it's going to work on the decentralized exchanges. None of that was really put out as part of that proposal. It was just saying this is what's going to happen, but there's really no nuts or bolts to this. So I don't know. But if I had to guess, Kudos is doing this to crypto. They don't want to be crypto people anymore. They want to be big enterprise people. And the whole crypto ethos, and we're just doing something, no permission needed and all that stuff, I think that went right out the window. I think they got what they could out of crypto. They have scraped the bottom of the barrel for as much revenue as they could extract from this space, and now they're done with it. So the retail that's over here is stuck. I don't see a whole lot of crypto or Kudos posts on Twitter. I don't see a whole hell of a lot of people talking about that anymore. So it just seems like if I would have been running the show, I would have done the same thing. Community managers, you answer very generally and stay away from anything having to do with specifics. Stay off from social media. Quietly start to wind down the Discords and do all that other good stuff, because when this is done, you'll never hear from us again. Now, that's the way I see it. I read the proposals, and I literally interviewed these people. That's the way I see it. I don't know what kind of interaction that Joe 2.0 had with them. I would love to know your opinion, though, Joe.
Kudos was always your chicken. That was your chicken. You
I believed in it, dude. I talked to these fucking people.
You want to fuck that chicken? That's up to you. If you want me to help, I'll hold the head.
You're gonna hold the chicken, dude.
I don't know anything about Kudos. I never got really into a conversation with them. When things like this happen, you have Kudos merging. It's so much better to have less positions, so you have less of these wild plot lines to follow. And I'm happy that I don't have that many positions.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm gonna segue this into something that I know that you do talk about a lot, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos was effectively a direct competitor using the same type of marketing that a cash uses.
Okay.
They're chasing the same enterprise customers that a cash is chasing. So it's literally encouraging me to maybe draw down my cash position a little bit, because now that I saw what their direct competitor was capable of doing, makes me wonder if it could happen again. It's just about protecting myself, dude. All right. There are lots of places that I can make money. I don't have to hold on to one of these and hope it works out. Now, the only reason I bring that up is because the question has been asked on that over and over and over. Does a cash enterprise business, because they get a lot of enterprise business, does that drive value to the token? Because based on what I'm seeing up there, even with their total income that they've had this entire time, this entire year, which is about $700,000, that does not support a token with a $500 million market cap to say that, yes, it is absolutely up there and real. So I'm just putting that out there. I'm not telling anybody to do anything with your cash tokens. I don't do that anyway. I'm just saying be aware, because we're talking about a direct competitor to a cash that got up, saw it all, pulled the plug, and said, fuck it, we are done. So it makes me a little bit wary of what else are you guys doing. What, you can smile, dude. I know. I'm telling you,
because I don't think people realize what like $1 billion market cap really is. Like, I saw a hilarious tweet today. It was it said Solana is undervalued. Solana has the market cap of Coinbase and Robinhood put together.
Yeah.
How is Solana undervalued? That's what they say. Undervalued.
No, it isn't. Are you kidding me?
I saw the tweet, and I don't even think I replied to it, because I'm like, I can't. But think about what $1 billion company is, right?
Yeah.
I don't think really any cryptos should have $1 billion market cap, and like maybe Solana should. You know, prices are forward looking and all that, but like 5 billion is a tremendous amount of money, and like to be valued. But like to your point, where's the value come from, and then where does it go? It doesn't go to the token 99% of the time.
Nope.
And I want to know, like, if we surveyed the top 100 proof of stake networks, what if we just shut off your inflation tomorrow? What would happen? And some projects would probably have a plan like, all right, if we didn't have inflation, we would have to rework our vesting schedules and maybe lay some people off. And no, that's not what would happen in crypto. In crypto,
No.
what would happen is we would liquidate the community pool into our own coffers. We would hire people, then we would go on vacation. Like that would be the Web3 version of that. But yeah, $1 billion is a lot of zeros at the end of that. Everyone's so like perverted here with numbers that I sometimes have to step back and just look at my stock portfolio and say, okay, finally.
Is
Like,
that where you're at, dude? You're like outing yourself on the show, dude. Was that your plan when he came on? You should have shaved.
no,
I'm just
I'm
saying
only,
you should have shaved.
I would say like out of everything that crypto is like maybe 20% of like my long-term like holdings, right? So if one token doesn't do what I want it to do, I don't cry on Twitter. Like Twitter's pathetic. The people on Twitter are so weak in the knees. I just want to choke them all. But just
Wow, look at you, dude.
We're in such a weird game where it's literally Russian roulette. And people complaining about it. I don't know. I don't get it.
See this,
I'm
Joe.
happy.
Let's let the healing begin, dude. Show me where show me on the doll.
No, I'm
the
happy
where
with
the
everything that's happening.
Where the crypto Twitter touched you.
I'm enjoying myself.
You seem like you're spiraling a little bit here, dude.
No, I just
can we hug it
Twitter
out?
Are such crybabies. I want to smack the hell out of some people. But
it's fucking crypto Twitter, dude. You're not going to explain. You're going to be rational on there. These guys are out of their fucking minds, dude. There is no
Solana's undervalued 65 billion. Like,
what do you do, man? Solana could pull the plug tomorrow, and you know what's going to change in the world? Nothing. No. Nothing is going to change in the world. So no, I'm sorry. Okay, we segued there enough, Belle. But Belle actually hit me up. She said, "Don't let Kudos off the hook." She said, "You need to go ahead and say what you got to say." I said what I have to say. There you go. She admitted it. So yeah, I got it out. I got a lot more. But I don't want to, have everybody running away from the show, man. We're all about the fun and the funny here, Joe. Did you know that? We're an entertaining program.
That's such a good joke. That's such a good joke. I can't say it.
Who called us a long time ago, man? The ESPN of Cosmos. Who said
that's
that?
What this is. This is the ESPN of crypto. I believe.
Yeah, and you were the one who coined it. That's why I put it on the thumbnail. I was like, fuck yeah, he ain't wrong. Anyway, carry on, Belle.
All right, so a few little fun comments. So nuclear chicken.
Okay.
Nuclear chicken. A good after hours show would be Scott, Belle, Joe, Eric, and Patrick, all on Scott's deck. Call it drinking with swords.
Oh my God, man! Can you imagine? There's no way an ambulance isn't coming after the end of that.
I'm not on medic duty.
Stream, that would be, that'd be it. I'm happy to host. Anyway, carry on, Belle.
We've actually got a medic that we could call in for that.
Hey, you produce. This is your job.
I can make that happen. If you're worried about calling the boo-boo bus, yeah.
Yeah, make sure everybody who walked in walks out. I mean, that's it. That's a very low bar here, man. Go ahead, Belle.
Very low bar. All right, so new type. There is the wealth effect you create when stock market as well. People spend more because they feel safe from their assets going up.
Yeah, man, that's just irrational consumership, man. That's where the Jimmy Buffett, home margarita kit comes from. But with now the updated one with the salsa dispenser, which is great. You just pour your salsa at the top, you close the lid, you put a bowl on the bottom, and you push the button and it spits out salsa. Yeah, that's the irrational consumer, man. That's what makes this whole world go around. I have no problem with that, by the way. I love irrationally buying silly shit because I'm up right now. Yeah, anyway, carry on, Belle.
Nuclear chicken. I've heard that the wealth effect of real estate, residential, is more powerful on the retail investors than the stock market is.
I think it's something that people can more realistically wrap their heads around. Is just that, we've been pushed into it forever and ever. Own property, own land. That we're not making any more, and all that other kind of silly shit they wrap around that. So I understand that, and it is a market. I was going to say rational market, but man, there really isn't one right now with the inflation that we have and the inflation we're about to see. Fuck, man, there is no safe haven for this shit. but people. I think people can more realistically wrap their head around that. And there is the housing market, the construction market, the development market. It powers so many different things. So many different. I mean, it makes lumber yards turn out lumber. It makes steel mills create steel. It drives supply lines. Teamsters are rolling this shit up and down there. It favors everybody. So it's something that I think people can wrap their head around. But for all of that and the whole ease and all you got to do is own property, it's kind of funny how only a few people do that are doing it and actually making a living doing it versus everybody else. So like anything else that happens out here in the financial world, it's also going to come with a learning curve and a level of experience if you really want to take full advantage of that. Now, I do own property. I do own land. I do own some things. I'm like anybody else, man. I want to try to stay there. But to say that it's stable or reliable or this is the best place to put your money, man, right now, honest to God, man, the best place to put your money is under your mattress. Fuck, I have no idea. You want to weigh in on this, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, you buy a house, it's illiquid, right? So there's
day
that.
one, it's illiquid.
You know how many times I've told people like all my money's in my house, like I can't do anything with that until I'm going to sell it, take the hit, refinance it at a higher rate. So I don't know. I think you just have to listen. The best strategy in life is instead of wasting all your money as a teenager and in your 20s buying stupid things at the mall and drinks and going on vacation, if you just put a little bit into any investment, you'll be happy that you did. And that's what I did not do as a 20-something-year-old. So
yeah, but you'd have been you're not exactly how old are you, dude? Go ahead. I'm 53. How old are you?
I'm 44. That's why our music does not line up at all.
No, and that's why that was the All American Rejects, by the way, that we.
I thought that was the
with.
Flaming Lips or something. I'm like, what is this?
Yes.
Yeah, sounds like something I would listen
All
to.
American Rejects.
It is the All American Rejects. You freaking hillbilly, dude. I said hillbilly to the New Yorker. I think that's great. No, I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm going to derail this whole show. Belle, carry on, please.
All right. So, Bud, have you looked into electron decks at all? They said they plan to have oil and gold futures as well, deploying on Neutron soon.
I have not. Maybe Joe has. The one that I was kind of interested in, and I'm gonna keep pinging on this, dude, because it really goes it goes to my overall vibe. The thing I miss most about, I'm gonna roll back the clock, but I used the thumbnail that we created right after the Looney UST thing, dude. I lost fucking millions. I mean, just like that, and there was dick that I could do about it, man. It was the .com bust for me all over again. That was I lost my first $1 million during the .com bust. I lost it in 3 days while I was trying to sell, but guess what? Nobody was fucking buying, dude. So it is what it is. But one of the worst losses that came out of the Looney UST thing, and it seems like I'm the only one who feels this, is there was a protocol over there called Mirror Protocol. Joe, are you familiar with Mirror Protocol? Have you been you've been around a while? Have you been around that long?
It was like an early RWA platform.
Kind of. Yes. So it was, they actually were hosting things like legacy stocks, like Netflix, like Apple, like Microsoft, like all those things. And one of the other things that they actually had on there was gold futures. They had oil futures. They had like everything, man, all the way down to frozen concentrated orange juice. Dude, no, it was beautiful. I know.
I got you. No one else got that.
No, but it was an absolutely fantastic platform for people who wanted to dabble in crypto, but dabble in crypto with things that they were familiar with. Mm-hmm. Now, there is simply no better thing that you could reinvent than that if you wanted to onboard people over to a platform. And the fact that they were all synthetics, it is just wonderful, man. It was everything about Mirror Protocol was good. The only big issue is that it was all backed by UST, dude. So
shit.
Nobody saw that. I'm sorry, man. Maybe a few people out here saw that coming, man. I certainly did not. But yeah, that was probably one of the biggest losses. So there is actually something, believe it or not, it's going up on Corium, that they are trying to revitalize Mir Protocol. It's renamed, it's rebranded, it's everything. I did a couple videos on it, dude. Got no response whatsoever, so I was like, hell with it. I will just pay attention to it, and nobody else has to. But if you wanted to have anything, the absolute best onboarding experience for Web 2 people to get them over into crypto, then you give them offerings of things that they are familiar with, such as Tesla, such as Apple, such as frozen concentrated orange juice. It really doesn't matter. But they could literally host anything as long as they have something to back it up on because, 90% of everybody's going to miss out here. All right. It's basically building a perp dex with Netflix, because people are going to get it wrong, man. They always get it wrong. And it just seems like such a goddamn moneymaker that the fact that nobody dreamed that put this back into practice is a little bit shocking to me. So, yeah, it is. I appreciate the question, Bill. I do. And it's something that I wish for every day, because I literally hold these physical stocks, and I would love to hold a version of them where I don't have to jump through 95 different regulatory hoops to buy or sell it. I would adore something like that. So anyway, Joe, if you want to carry on that one, man, go ahead.
Yeah, RWAs I think will be like the next phase after we had NFTs and DeFi summer, and then this cycle is about Bitcoin ETFs and Bitcoin ordinals, and some winners and losers in DeFi, a lot of losers. I think RWAs I think we're early for that. I don't know what it's going to look like, because like, where are the assets going to be? You could have 1,000 validators controlling the chain, but that the real world assets have to be somewhere, no? Or at least access to them, which is going to be controlled by someone off chain. I don't know what it's going to look like. I know that people will use it. If you could trade stocks 24/7, there's no way people are not going to use that. And
but
yeah.
See, Joe, you're making my point right now, where I say
Good.
crypto
We
goes
make a
out
good
of their
team.
Crypto goes out of their way to double down on stupid. And when they find something that actually physically works, Mir Protocol was doing it before there was even a term called RWAs. All right, they were so far ahead of the curve on there. And they're synthetics. It's fine, dude. Synthetics. What crypto is going to make they're going to make the association. They're going to say, yeah, but it's not real. Netflix. We don't want it because it's not the real stock. Do you think crypto is going to give 1 or 2 fucks that it's a synthetic? They won't, dude.
No, they won't.
They're going to pile into this. I will literally fund somebody to fucking build this.
Crypto is such a funny place. Crypto, like the number one use case of crypto, it's not gambling and it's not money laundering. The number one use case of crypto is to connect snake oil salesman developers with the dumbest class of retail investors that have ever walked the face of the earth.
Oh, wait a minute, dude.
That's the number one use case of
stop.
blockchain.
I want you to say this again, because I'm hitting the record button and I'm putting you big screen. Say exactly that again. All right, hang on. Let me put you up. And I hit record. Go ahead.
All right. To date, the number one use case of blockchain has been not gambling, not money laundering, not black market, whatever. The number one use case of blockchain has been to connect snake oil salesman developers with the stupidest demographic segment of retail investors that have ever walked the face of the earth. And that's I'll go to the mat with that until I see something different.
That's the hill you're gonna die on, dude. You're making me go a big rubbery one here, dude.
People are buying tokens. People are buying
saying the same thing.
People are buying Bruce Jenner tokens. Like, what the hell is happening here?
Bruce Jenner.
And then they're saying, look, it's not even at $1 billion market cap yet. It's undervalued. Like, come on.
Okay, I have
to get rubbed.
I have to end this with a graphic, guys. Stand by, please. We're back in 5 seconds. I got the recording, dude. I appreciate that. That will be going up on Twitter here very, very shortly, so I certainly appreciate it. Anyway, Bell, please carry on. That is beautiful, man. I love that, because I agree with it, but I don't have to own it. Joe has to own that.
It's true.
Go ahead. It is. Go ahead, Bo.
All right, so Rainbow Duck, win Juno recovery.
When Juno recovery. So
I'm hanging up.
Shut up, Joe. No, you ain't going anywhere. Go fuck yourself, dude. Go give your balls a tug, you fairy. I've been watching Letterkenny, dude, so I apologize for that. When Juno recovery. Juno will recover. The only thing that will take Juno to really, really strongly recover is for apps to be built on Juno. That's literally it, man. I hate to simplify things, but that's it. Is for apps to go up on Juno. Now, for some reason, man, they invited me in as part of a discussion group around Juno. And stop, dude.
They're gonna waste your time.
Tanks, shut up. Tanks in there, dude. All right, Tanks in there. It's cool.
Yeah.
I warned you all.
All they gotta do is build apps, man. And not just apps, all right? They have to be apps that are either entertaining or provide a service that they can push out to Web 2 that people will pay them to use. That's it. That's the only thing that they need on Juno to get these out. Now, us, the Podocasts, I'm like 7 figures deep in a very particular app that you might be hearing about very, very soon. But I'm 7 figures deep in it because I think we're going to push this thing to $500 million. I have no doubt about it, man, because there is, we don't have to crack the entire world. All we have to do is hit very, very niche communities and show the value. So we're willing to do that. We're willing to go out on a limb and do that. We're so willing to do all this stuff that we're literally going to launch a token post-valuation, post-revenue valuation. Are you hearing that, Joe? Are you hearing that, you fuck? We're going to wait until we are post-revenue so that we can give an accurate company valuation to what we've built based on our projections, based on our users, based on our income, and then we're going to launch a token and let people have a ride on our back because we're going to be pushing app revenue to said token. So I'm going to let people have a free ride on my back just to be able to look at crypto and give them the finger and say, this is what you should be doing the entire time. Do you have any idea how much money I have tied up in this? Do you know, dude?
I don't know the number, but I know that it's going to sting if somebody screws you or it doesn't work out.
Yeah, and the only person that can really screw me is going to be me. So I'm okay with that. And if I got to get screwed, I'd rather get screwed by me. I know because I'm good at it. But yeah, we're doing everything different than has ever been done before. And yeah, I'm very excited about the opportunity. Now, you're probably going to hear an announcement from us at NFT Nashville. I notice you're wearing the shirt. Why don't you stand up and show everybody your shirt? Because I got a hunch it says NFT Nashville. There we go, guys. Round of applause for the NFT Nashville
Where's yours,
shirt.
man? I sent you one. Did you ever get it?
You didn't send me one, dude.
I absolutely did. I sent.
If you had sent me one, I'd be wearing the fucking thing right now, dude.
Are you
calling me a liar?
6 months ago.
No, I need the one for 2024.
This is the old one. This is the classic one.
Yeah, I need the one for this year. Do we have one for this year?
Not yet, no.
What the fuck, dude? I mean, literally, Aegis is sponsoring there. You can't use the money. I sent you cash, right? Did you get the money? You can't use that to buy some t-shirts?
Oh, no, there will be shirts. We just don't have them yet. We don't have them yet.
I'm very disappointed. Belle would have handled all of this, dude. You know, she's right here, and she's just bored right now. She could have taken care of all this shit.
Tank is our man on the street. He's like the boots on the ground, so he's handling the good.
Nah, he's too busy making workout videos. I saw Tank's workout videos. He's a big fuck, dude. I mean,
he's a monster.
He's like, he's one of those fucking guys, man. I don't want to piss him off. Anyway, I'm sorry, man. We diverged a lot. We segued a lot. Belle, questions or comments, please?
All right. So new type. Kudos, Kuji, Packet, Juno. Sorry, but this is what we need to see. We don't need 99% of these projects.
No, man. And Packet. Oh, fuck, man. My God, did they fail? I'll tell you what, Belle. Why don't you address the Packet issue? We gave them time on this show twice, and they have not impressed me even once. So why don't you... It doesn't matter, dude. Belle will explain it. Go ahead, Belle. Tell them about Packet.
I'm not gonna get into everything, but it's getting bad when it blows up my Discord to the point I have to make a channel saying, okay, this is where you go to have a bitch fest, and you keep the drama away from Belle.
Yeah, Joe, that was actually funny, dude. So they kind of cut off everybody on their own Discord. They were just banning people left and right, but they knew that we were familiar with the product. So for some reason, it made its way over to the general chat on the podcast Discord. And dude, it was just walls and walls of hate that were going up and down. I was dining on it because it wasn't about me this time. It had nothing to do with me.
I never heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that one was ugly. I used one of their product. It was the mini, the packet mini. It was actually kind of cool, man. It's like this it's kind of like this Wi-Fi system. You would maybe put them in hotels or shit like that. It was kind of cool. But I never actually claimed any of the tokens. I have no idea. I'm using it at my house. So when people come by, they say, hey, can I hook up to your Wi-Fi? I say, yes, you can. And it makes you go through this shit and like enter your email and all this other stuff, dude. It's great, man. I like to make people as uncomfortable as possible. And that definitely sets it off. But yeah, what was the rest of the question, Belle? I didn't catch it.
Yeah, we can move on, actually.
Okay, go ahead and please do. Produce.
All right. So, Tank, I love Akash, but if you look at the active leases, the valuation does not make sense.
No, not even close, man. It's not even close. And that's the only reason that I really mention it. Now, I mentioned this also about 6 months ago, and it's the reason I stopped buying. I get it. Token go up. I understand that, man. Look, if anybody understands that, I understand it. But it's not enough that I'm going to embed myself for 10, 12, 14% of my total worth because token go up. I can do that anywhere. All right, I can get that out of anything. Right now, I consider Pax Gold one of the best investments in crypto because it's synthetic gold, and I know what's about to happen. All right, I know because I'm not economically illiterate. So, yeah, but for the rest of it, shit, man, I don't want to diverge, Bell. We only got a few minutes left. I got a meeting with my my lead Aegis dev. So please carry on. And hi, Tank. Thanks for joining us, brother. You gotta sit on the other side. I want Joe and Tank on this show at the same time, Bell, because there's no managing that. That would just be
there's
fuck
not.
it. That
We
would
both
be
talk
brutal.
too much. Yeah.
Watch me. Watch me.
We're all
okay.
about the love here, Joe. I mean it, dude. When you leave your wife, dude, I think you should consider moving in with me.
I mean,
that's the comfort level I want to give people right there.
You guys do you, but yeah. I mean, you guys get too out of hand. The knife handle come out.
No, I'm not afraid of anybody, Belle. Carry on, please. Do
All
your
right.
job.
Nuclear chicken. Don't worry, Scott. The market can stay irrational longer than we can stay solvent. Probably one of the few things Keynes was right about.
He was absolute. Oh my God, I got a Keynesian on here. Oh.
Wonder how that quote applies to crypto markets.
I'm not going to address it right now. We got a few minutes left. Carry on, Belle.
All right, last one coming in from Twitter, actually. Monoste Diamante. Joe, what's your thoughts on Lofty for RWA?
Ooh.
Oh, it's on Algorand. I know Algorand did have a lot of RWA projects. I don't follow any of them. And the reason why I'm totally turned off by Algorand is because I read their foundation's transparency report, and I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, you suck so bad, dude.
It's bad.
I mean, I'm so disappointed in just you as a whole human being right now, dude. It's I feel yeah, you can roll back, dude. I know, man. I lost respect to the podcast. That's where you're at right now.
How many times a week somebody says that to me? It rolls off my back.
It's me, dude. I got like 14 accounts on Twitter, dude. True. I just go up there and just see Joe post anything. I jump all over it. Hey, fuck this guy. Fucking New York, man.
I had a good line today. You were all over one of my lines. I don't even remember what it was.
What's that? Which
funny.
one?
You said I'm using that next time. It was one of my.
Oh my God, dude. Yes. It was
the dev travel tax.
The dev travel tax, dude. I could see that it's making you're all bunged up about devs that are taking your money and going to these conferences and just being awkward, because every time I see videos on these things, that's what I get out of these guys is just people with absolutely no ability to interact with other humans being very, very awkward in these situations. Now, personally, I want to know about the deodorant thing, dude, because
Oh,
that's everywhere.
it's bad. Yeah. So they don't
You've
wear
got to
deodorant.
elaborate. Well, who doesn't wear deodorant? Are these Americans
Yeah.
that are not wearing deodorant? Okay, because
Yes.
I want names.
Yes.
Which names are these guys that are going around being stinky?
Every IRL event that I've ever been to, it's been an issue. They don't wear deodorant, where they wear sweatpants. They like it is not like there's no one wearing khakis and a belt. Put it that way.
Okay. Look, man, I'm gonna pin you down then right here. All right,
Yeah.
the podcast is going to be broadcasting the entire time from NFT Nashville. When there's
Nice.
nobody on the stage, somebody's going to be sitting in that chair, and you know my remote kit is tip top, right? I mean, we're talking $20,000 Panasonic camera. We got our full lighting. We got wireless audio, man. Wireless.
I'll be loosened up.
Yeah. We're gonna be going. But if I sit next to a stinky fucking NFT dev that is out there pushing this shit out here
with NFTs. No, NFTs are different. NFTs are the users, not the builders, right? The collectors. So
okay.
NFT NYC, I went to one of like the big side events. It was like 80% women dressed to kill and like dudes that looked like they knew how to like tuck in their shirts. If you go to anything else, it's like a when you were 13 years old, you slept over your friend's house too many nights in a row. That's kind of what it is.
Is that what we're gonna get here? Belle, are you comfortable with this? Because you understand that you're picking who sits in the chair, right? I don't know if we're gonna have a chair. Oh, by the way, Joe, we need 2 chairs. All right, we need 2 bar stools or high back chairs or something.
We got a chair guy.
Okay, we need a chair guy because Belle's just gonna put him in the chair and say, Scott. Now I tried to reach out. I need either you or Tank to give me a list, and you guys do your fucking jobs and get me a list of people that I'm gonna be interviewing because believe it or not, I'm gonna be sober. So I'm already going to be bitchy because I'm sober. So I need a little bit of professionalism out of this. Can you guys actually get me a list of the people that we're going to be interviewing so that I can do a little bit of pre-search? Can you get me that, Joe? Can you do that for me? Okay, yeah, and you were very cavalier about that. I want you to go on record because I'm hitting record again. That you're going to get me the list of people that I'm going to fucking talk to when we're here. Go ahead.
Prior to the event, you will get a detailed list of guests and notable attendees.
Notable attendees, okay. Because I'm also happen to be bringing a very, very, very wealthy guy that is going to be sitting up there in the audience that fucking despises crypto. He hates everything about it. And
that's cool.
it's our job at this time is to actually win him over and show that there is a little bit of intrinsic value in this market.
There's going to be people like off the street that are invited in. Like it's going to be it's not going to be like an exclusive event. There'll be exclusive perks to people that buy the tickets, but Tank and the venue have come up with a way to just open it up to the public so people can come and go, listen in, see what's what. Maybe they've never heard of NFTs before. Maybe they are into crypto, but they hate NFTs. It's going to be a good mix of people. If you're a builder, if you are a creator or founder of any kind, I think this will be your chance to get outside the bubble, which is what I'm looking forward to the most.
Okay, go ahead and carry on with that, dude. We're wrapping up. Go ahead and plug NFT Nashville.
All right, NFT Nashville.
Talk about tickets. Talk about everything. Go.
All right, so basically, we have to sell tickets. If we don't sell tickets, we're not going to have this next year. I think we will sell tickets, but we have more to sell than last year because we've expanded the venue's bigger. Its venue could not be any better. Location's awesome. It's about 15 minutes outside of like downtown Nashville by Uber, cheap Uber. And what you're going to get to see is a mix of artists, creators, builders, anyone that's even remotely involved in NFTs will be there. Stargaze is sponsoring, Astrovolt's sponsoring. We'll have a panel of artists. We'll have giveaways there. It's going to be just a chill event. It's not going to be empty seats where devs are talking about projects to competing devs while they play on their phones. It's not going to be like that. And there'll be time to network, mingle, make deals. My goal is to get 50 artists involved, and I already have a list of like 35. So it's going to be, let's call it enhanced from last year, even though it's less people planning it because Tank and I are just, no one wants to work with us. So
Nobody wants to work with you. You
not
know,
at all.
it's funny, dude.
But we
'Cause
like to do things and get it done. We don't talk about it.
It's
So
funny, dude, because I check my inbox every single day, and I haven't been invited to a single panel at NFT Nashville. Not one.
we are rounding out the panels. We have to finalize sponsors and give them priority. You're probably going to have not only a panel spot, you'll have some time to get on the stage and wow us with Aegis or whatever you want to talk about. It's going to be
Yeah. Can we at least talk about Aegis? Dude?
absolutely. Yeah, no, you're in. You're in. Both you guys are free.
That's kind of a big deal for us at NFT Nashville.
Absolutely.
Let me go full screen just so I make sure. It's kind of a big deal for Aegis at NFT Nashville. So if you happen to be in the area, please do. If you need if you would like to go to NFT Nashville and you're kind of struggling a little bit, Bella at ThePodocasts.com. Let's see what we can do to actually help fill that room a little bit. It's a big deal for us. And we didn't do this anywhere else, even though we could have, but we're not doing it anywhere else. We're doing it right there. So yeah, I would if you could hook me up, dude, I would I would certainly appreciate it. Yeah, because that's kind of our day. Are you reading the comments, dude? You're not looking at the camera. What the fuck,
I'm
Joe?
reading the comments. Yeah. I didn't finish. Let me finish shilling because people are going to say
shill,
when
shill,
tickets.
shill. Dude,
so
go.
2 ways you could buy tickets. One is on the website nftnashville.xyz. And by the way, we are still looking for one more sponsor. You could get to that on the website as well. Ticket sales are there. You could pay in Atom or you could pay in fiat. The other way to buy tickets, which is what I recommend if you're an NFT person, on Stargaze tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern time, they will go live. They're the same price, but the fact that they're NFTs, we could do more with them in the future. And when you mint the NFT, it's a generic logo for NFT Nashville that one of the artists did for us from Space Skellies. That will turn into a reveal of a one-of-one NFT as it gets closer to the event. And you'll have that to trade, but also we can direct just benefits and perks to the wallet address that you're minting that from or holding it in. So if you're an NFT person, especially a Cosmos NFT person, I would recommend buying it on Stargaze. So that's that.
Okay, you said you need one more sponsor. Is that what you're trying to
Yeah,
fill
we
out?
could take on another sponsor for sure.
Okay, because I'm thinking SackTap might need a place on that banner, dude. Can you fit SackTap on there?
SackTap. We could have SackTap, a real SackTap. Like it's like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, but Web 3. Right?
Sure,
so,
you call it whatever you want, dude. We dreamt this up. I was very liquored up. I was Gelato.
I think Gelato's going to be there. Gelato's going to be there. So they brought the party with them last time. They rolled in ready to go. It was fun. So hopefully I talk to them in the next week or so and find out.
Did Gelato offer to sponsor you? Because if not, I'll throw up the 1,000 to get them on the banner.
They sponsored us last year. I'm not sure where they're at. I know Tank was talking to them, so I don't like to get involved if they're already dealing with Tank. So I'm not 100% sure, so I don't want to say if they are officially sponsoring. We're rounding out like sponsors. We're getting the logos onto the website, and then we'll basically start ordering our merch and get our goodie bags, our food, and side event going.
Is Aegis on the logo? Are we on the website?
No one's on the website.
No,
yet.
Yeah, I know for a fact that we're not, dude. I'm very disappointed, Joe. I thought we were solid, dude.
It will be on the website. It will be on the website. So I think our guy said he'll try to get to it over the weekend. So Sunday night should be good to go.
Okay. I still haven't got my Dead Cat Media hat. You said you were going to send me a hat. Is that on the way? Should I go check the mailbox now? Because I noticed that it's not there.
I have it for you. You want to mail? I can mail you two.
Yeah, Bell needs one.
Yeah,
I need
okay.
Bell absolutely needs one. All right, Bell.
I'll mail it. I was going to give it to you guys at NFT Nashville, but I'll send it for sure. I have your address
dude. I'll wear it up before the show, dude. I'm during the show. I'm happy to help you out. Do we got anything else, Bell, or can we go ahead and wrap this?
We can go ahead and wrap this.
Fantastic.
I got one more thing to show, guys.
Oh my fucking God.
Please buy my meme token bags. I'm on Twitter all day long saying it's going to be okay. We just got to stop selling. Everyone stop selling, and then we bring in some new people. Pump our bags. That's it.
Is that it, dude? That's you just described crypto. All
I know.
right, you just
It's
described
such a joke.
99% of crypto, man.
It's such a joke. Yeah.
You know what? I'm still positive, dude. Aegis, I'm very, very positive. All
I,
right, look,
I
I'm a
like where it is.
positive
I
kind
like
of
where
guy.
we're at right here. We're seeing a major shakeout during a bull cycle. I think that's super bullish long term. So
It is, and as long as I have this right here to shore me up, I'm good, man. You guys do your thing.
I still got I got both kidneys. I'm good, man. I'll make it.
That's the bar, man. Both kidneys. All right. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys joining us tonight. I know when it's Joe's on here, we kind of run far. We just go, man. We just go and we see where it ends up. So I appreciate you guys sticking around tonight, having a good time. I actually have a meeting with my my very own lead dev here, my very own lead Aegis dev here in about 22 minutes. So I'll give you guys an update tomorrow. I'm very excited about our progress. We're actually killing it. And yeah, it's been wonderful. Please, NFT Nashville, guys. All right. We're not talking about the stuff that's happening in Singapore or stinky devs or devs talking to other devs. We're actually talking about fun here. All right. And it's nice for those of us who have been in crypto for a while. We've all been kicked in the balls over and over and over. Let's celebrate that. That's where I'm at, man, is that let's go ahead and celebrate that. I haven't asked Joe yet if the venue allows alcohol. I sure hope it does, man, because I'm this harsh.
Oh, it's covered. Yeah, no, we got food, alcohol covered.
Okay, good. We're good.
Absolutely.
We're good.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I can't wait to see how sloppy I am by the end of it. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Gonna be a lot of people, man. Look, let's all get together.
And guys,
man.
there's no state tax in Tennessee.
There's no
No,
state
there's not.
Is that true? Bell's from
That
Tennessee.
is true.
Did
no
you know
state
that,
income
Joe?
tax. There's no excuse not to come to NFT Nashville.
Yep. No state income tax, but 9.75% sales tax on everything. So yeah.
It's pretty much same as New York.
You know what? We'll bootleg in the booze. I'm good. I'll bring my own. They're not going to check my bags.
Oh no, we got a one of those things that looks like a Keurig that makes mixed drinks. We got that.
I don't drink mixed drinks, dude. I drink good bourbon. I'll bring my own, dude. I'm sure you guys are going to fill it up with some kind of Tennessee, some kind of goddamn Tennessee
sour mash
moonshine shit. I'll bring my own, brother. I appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining us tonight. This is going to be the last time that we're live this week. Bella and I got a thing, so we're going to go ahead and take care of our thing this weekend. You probably see us again on Monday. Monday is most likely the next time that we're going to be live, and the entire crypto market will turn upside down by Monday, and we're happy to sit here and report for it. If you would like to help us, please tip Bell. That's the only thing that we have. I don't pay the girl. She continues to tune in here, and she does it for absolutely nothing. I feel like such a shit, but that's been our relationship for 5 years. So her salary is commensurate on how much you guys enjoy the show, and that's about it. So anything you give her, she would certainly appreciate it. Other than that, man, I don't need your money, and I appreciate you guys' time. In regards to NFT Nashville, there's people that want to come that are simply running into trouble. Bella at ThePodocasts.com. Let's see what we can do for you. We want to fill the room, man. That's important. Fill the room with like-minded, just happy people, man. Let's have a good time and show people what crypto can actually be.
That's how it was last year. It was so much fun. So we're basically going to double, triple the attendance this year, and we're in the best city. There's not many North American conferences to start with, and NFT communities are the ones that are kind of impervious to the bear market swing.
Goddamn people are loyal, dude. They're loyal. They're fun. I expect to see really bad decisions there, dude. That's what I'm there for, because the camera's never going to stop rolling, dude. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, guys, I appreciate it. Belle's going to talk us up. She's going to take us out. Wonderful time. We'll see you guys on Monday. Go, Belle.
All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who joined us this evening, we cannot say thank you guys enough. We do appreciate each and every one of you guys and the comments and questions you throw our way. Now, with that being said, we are going to be on Monday night at our normal time of 6 p.m. Central Standard. In between now and Monday, if you guys have any other comments, questions, or concerns, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to either Scott or myself. Scott at ThePodocasts.com or Bella at ThePodocasts.com, and we'll get those answered for you. Again, can't thank you enough, guys, and we'll see you on Monday.
we are dropping new videos and podcasts every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And be sure to look for us on Instagram, Twitter, and Parler at ThePodocasts. Also, visit our page at ThePodocasts.com, all one word, for all of